Hey guys, my name is Haven Madison, and my debut EP, Turn Off All the Lights, is out right now, and this is Young Entertainment. I'm so excited to be FaceTiming you. This is going to be so much fun.
So just to start it off, we wanted to know, do you have a specific, get ready with me routine before every performance? Is there anything specific you need to prepare?
Oh my God, that's such a fun question. I haven't been asked that one yet. I do like my really absurd vocal warm-ups that I actually got from a friend from American Idol. They're Paige's warm-ups, and they honestly sound like a dying goat, but they work really well. So that's really my only ritual.
Ooh, I like that. And you said you learned that from someone on American Idol?
I did, yeah. My best friend Paige, she helped me in warming up before we would sing, and she taught me how to do her warm up, and so now I've like carried it with me all the way through.
Oh, that's amazing. That sounds so special. And so for those who may not have listened to your music yet, how would you describe your music and your sound?
Yeah, that's a great question too. I think it's very much hard hitting pop. I feel like it kind of brings it back to the era of like super extravagant pop stars. I take a lot of influence from the OGs like Britney Spears, Katy Perry, obviously Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
And I honestly would just say that it depends on what kind of song, but the more hard hitting songs are going to be empowering. They're going to be fun. You're going to want to dance, roll your windows down. And the ballads, definitely going to want to lay on the floor and cry. It goes both ways.
Awesome. That's such a different, that's such an awesome mix of, like you said, the hard hitting and then the ballads. And I love
Oh,
that.
it's like therapy. If you listen to it top to bottom.
That's the type of music we need these days, honestly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So your debut EP, Turn Off All the Lights, was released in like late April. So congratulations on that.
Thank
Do
you
you,
so much.
and I know you've kind of been, rolling out some of the songs in that. Do you have any favorite songs, that you'd say like, oh, people should listen to these first, or your favorite to record?
Ooh, I think it kind of depends on what mood you're in, but my personal favorite song is Kiss the Ground. It like empowers me, inspires me, gets me so excited. So I would definitely say that that's one of my favorites.
Cool. And I guess going off of that, do you have any favorite lyrics, off the EP? Like when you're writing them, you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Like this is a good idea.
I think probably the second verse of Claw Marks. It's actually where the concept of the title of the EP comes from, but it says when they turn off all the lights, you go home and you'll be fine. I'm the only one who can't escape. And I just think there's a lot packed into that.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
Uh,
And then I guess kind of we just wanted to, go into your American Idol journey and your experience on that. So, what originally made you want to audition for the show?
Honestly, I was super scared to go into it. I just didn't think I was good enough. And so it took a lot of confidence building, and I procrastinated responding to an email for a really long time just because I was so nervous about it. But I think what gave me the confidence was just knowing that my songwriting is what sets me apart, and the fact that Idol was so supportive of me singing my songs. I knew that it was going to be a good place for me, so I was just really excited.
Awesome. And yeah, going off of that, I watched your, original audition with that original song 15 and absolutely loved it. What made you decide to want to do that original song? Because I know, for a show like that, doing original songs is maybe like taking a risk. So, what was that experience like, especially having your dad with you, playing the guitar in the background?
Right. It was definitely a risk, but I just felt like the place that I wrote that song from and just wanting my dreams now and not wanting to be ordinary or normal and go the way that everybody tells me to, it felt so amazing to be able to like let that be the entrance to the world I was stepping into, to be able to sing that in front of those judges. And it's just kind of been my anthem, and it was my anthem through the whole season, to just continue to stay steadfast and strong. And the bridge, like I remember the actual like, girl who runs the show was just so adamant about anytime I sang that song, she wanted the whole bridge. She didn't want me to cut it down. Because it's kind of just it's a triumphant theme to what American Idol does for people.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And, talking about those judges, what was it like to, stand in front of them for that first time? And especially, Katy Perry, who you've had a lot, of singing with her in as well, but just like all the judges, in general, how was that experience?
Truthfully, the first time I stood in front of them, I was just a little bit shocked. I was starstruck. Also because they are like so perfect, like they looked not real. I like
Really?
their
Uh-huh.
makeup artists are on it. Their Katie was look stunning, and it was like a bright room. All I remember going through my head was "Don't lock your knees" because I knew I would pass out.
Yeah.
So I was just like astonished by them actually being in front of me, astonished that they love my song.
Mhm.
Katie like had tears in her eyes, and I just remember the only thing circulating through my mind was "Don't lock your knees, don't lock your knees." Like I did not want to be the one that dropped dead.
Because that was like your first, like, you don't get to see them before you go into the audition, right? Like, that's your first time, like, like getting that view of all the three of them at the desk, right?
Yes, and you wait like all day. You get an order, but you don't like get a time or anything. So you're just like scared and waiting all day.
You're like
And
psyching
at that
yourself
point,
up.
I still didn't even know if it was real. Like I partially
Mhm.
thought I was getting scammed or something like crazy. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. When I walked in, I was like, wow, no, this is actually happening.
Oh, that's incredible. There must have been like an adrenaline rush, all of that too, but then also like the nerves. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So I guess, going through the season, what was it like getting to perform with Katy Perry? Her song By the Grace of God, but then also, your song that's really special to you, Still Need You. What was that experience like?
I cannot speak highly enough about that experience. Me and Katie only had like one rehearsal. Everybody else had rehearsals kind of all throughout the week, and she came in the day of. We had our rehearsal, a dress run through, and then we went.
Mhm.
And it was really special. It felt like we were both so confident in each other that we weren't concerned. And what's so funny is we actually never sang it right until the camera was on. And we
Yeah.
just kind of trusted that it was gonna work, and that the stories just came together so well. Chris Pooley's so incredible. He's the one that kind of made the arrangement, and it felt so anointed, and it's so special. And being in the room, like let alone singing it, but just being in the room when that performance happened was something super spectacular.
Oh, definitely. And have you guys like, since the season ended, have you kept in touch? Have you, worked on different things together? What's that relationship continued to be?
She's definitely Katy Perry, so she's very
Yeah.
busy. She's a star. Every time I see her, she's so friendly. It's so great to see her. But honestly, I'm just continuing to walk through this path, knowing that I'm going to make her proud, and that one day we can meet again at an award show. And she's always been a role model of mine, and hopefully one day she'll be a mentor.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, meeting at an award show like a few years down the line, that'd be sick.
Pretty iconic,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then we also just want to ask about your songwriting process. It's different for a lot of people. What does it look like for you?
Honestly, it depends on the song, depends on the mood, the emotion. I don't really have like a ritual that is going to do me right every single time.
Mhm.
I usually I'm either making a story up or I'm drawing something from my personal life, and I will like hear a melody in my mind, and I'll go to an instrument and I'll sound it out until I find the chord that goes with it, and then I'll just keep playing inversions and find things that sound fun and unique. But usually it just like when it's the right song, by the time I sit down, it all kind of just falls into my lap. And I don't know how. I wish I did, but I truly believe that it's just a gift that God gave me and something that I enjoy doing, and it just happens every time.
Definitely. And I've always been kind of interested in, seeing how the songwriting process works for different people. Do you set like a specific time each day? You're like, I'm going to try to, do writing during this period, or like, do you just do it whenever, inspiration strikes?
Yeah, when I was younger, especially when I was still in high school, I didn't set this time, but I, for some reason, innately, it would be like anytime around like 10 or 10:30, I would go up to this piano right here. My whole family would be asleep, and that was when I could really have my creative time. But once I finished American Idol and I actually really got into the business, I have songwriting sessions now. So they're kind of throughout the week, and we meet up. It's very different in LA and Nashville. It depends where I am, but we meet up and we hang out and we talk and we trauma dump and we eat good food and we make good songs.
That sounds like a cool experience. That sounds
It's a
awesome.
pretty fun job, I'll admit.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so going off that, I know you touched on, some of your inspirations like Britney Spears, Katy Perry, and you covered a lot of songs during American Idol. Do you have any specific, favorite songs that you like to cover or, sing during performances?
Oh my gosh, a recent favorite has been Ain't It Fun by Paramore. I went and saw Taylor Swift in Paris, and it was amazing. And Paramore opened, and their energy was just like insane. And that
Mhm.
song is just every time it's gonna get the crowd going. Everybody knows it. It's like that song is just so fun, and it's vocally fun without being necessarily difficult. So I just think that song is always gonna be like that's gonna be my karaoke pick.
Oh yeah, love that song. And what's your favorite Taylor Swift song, I guess, since we're on that topic?
Holy God. Okay. It really depends. It,
Uh-huh.
it depends. Obviously, like every Swiftie is going to depend, but I feel like one of the strongest written songs I've ever heard is Tolerate It.
That's a good one. Good answer.
Yeah. I was so sad that it was on her set when I was there, but it's like, I'll forgive her. We'll be friends one day. We'll talk about it.
Amazing. And that you got to saw her in Paris. That's really cool too.
It was incredible. I'm not trying to go too Swiftie, but it was her 87th show. Travis Kelsey was there. She played the
Oh,
Alchemy in Paris, the whole
all
thing.
the stars aligned. That was, yeah,
Yeah.
meant to be. Cool. And then, yeah, going off of that, is there any artist, I know you mentioned, but is there any artist that inspired you to become a songwriter?
Yeah, well, I grew up in the Christian world because my dad was an artist for 20 years, and so
Yeah.
I grew up being like super heavily inspired by the female Christian artists. I remember Britt Nicole was like a huge inspiration for me because she was the pop Christian girl, and Carrie Job and Francesca Battistelli, like these people were my role models.
Yeah.
And then once I got a little bit older and I started finding pop, I think my eyes really, really, really lit up when Olivia Rodrigo turned the corner because she was singing about the things I experienced and she was making it a new modern wave of pop, and I just felt so connected with it, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do and that's what I had been doing. I just been keeping it in my notebook, so that really impacted me.
That's amazing. Love Olivia Rodrigo too. So
Incredible.
that's
Her concert, I lost my mind at the concert.
oh yeah, definitely. Cool. And then yeah, going off of that, singing and songwriting can probably take like, a mental toll sometimes, even if you have like writer's block. Do you have a, favorite non-musical activity or something you kind of do to like practice self-care when, things might not be coming to you?
Yeah, I think when it comes to a writer's block, my initial thing is going to be to just kind of take a step back and read poetry and try to refill my cup before I try to pour it out.
Mhm.
I'm a person of faith, so I love church. I love my community. And I really enjoy working out. I like yoga and Pilates and all the fun classes.
Mhm.
And hang out with friends. I just really depend on my friends and family and the ones who love me when I'm not a songwriter and love me when I am. And
Yeah.
they can sit and listen to all my demos for forever, and we can go play pickleball and they can watch me be horrible at it.
Mhm.
So just really leaning on those people has always been a huge help for me.
Amazing. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And then I just have two more questions before we kind of go into like a rapid fire round. So what do you hope people take away from listening to your music?
Oh my gosh, I have always believed that if I make music that invokes any emotion, that that would be enough for me. I hate how there's connotations on emotions, that if you're sad, it's bad, or if you're angry, it's bad, or if you're confident, it's bad. And I want people to be able to listen to my music and feel those things unapologetically. I believe that politeness kills the artist. So when I'm feeling confident, I'm going to write a song about being confident. And when I feel like an absolute mess, I'm going to write a song about that and just continue to be honest and human and authentic in all the things I do. And so I hope that when people listen, they feel like it's a safe haven and a safe space to feel everything and to let it all out and not feel bad for anything. I want them to be I want a confident, strong young woman to listen to it and be like, yeah, like you can kiss the ground. And then I also want, a confident person to listen to it and be like, I'm a monster and I don't care. Like I want them to be able to feel all these things, just purely unapologetically.
I love that. And yeah, I mean, after listening to your EP, I can definitely see all those, emotions coming out. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yes. It's every emotion.
Yes. And then just the final question, our primary audience for Young Entertainment is, young people who, may want to become an aspiring actor, aspiring songwriter. I know you're young yourself, but do you have any tips for, people who want to become songwriters or singers, but don't really know, how to start?
Yeah, I think be super honest and vulnerable with where you're at in terms of songwriting. Like if you're experienced, even if you're reading a good book and you like the like romance in the book, like you can make a song out of that. You just have to let yourself feel everything and think everything. And in terms of being a singer, find your voice and learn what you like in your voice. If you're not this crazy riffer, you don't have to make yourself be a crazy riffer. Just do what you love and do what feels right and put yourself out there, put yourself out on social media. The people who are going to judge you for being on social media are the ones who are too afraid to do it themselves.
That's awesome advice. Thanks for sharing that. And awesome. Yeah. So I just have a couple, rapid fire questions to end it off. So they're all about like first. So like first audition, first song. So I'm just gonna like say the first and then whatever comes to your mind, you can answer that. And we'll just go
Oh,
through.
okay. Okay.
It doesn't have to be too quick, but whatever comes to mind. So what's the first time you sang a song on stage?
I sang Silent Night with my dad at a church, I think.
This is also kind of like first, like one thing that you do. So what is one thing you do to get over your nerves or like kind of like stage fright before a performance?
Ooh, I have a dance party with my friends backstage. I have a dance party with my band.
That's amazing. That's a good one. And what is one thing Katy Perry taught you on American Idol?
Mm, she taught me how to be a strong woman and keep my shoulders back and down.
And what was your kind of like first audition?
Oh, it was definitely theater. I was a theater kid. Let's see, my first audition theater. I think it was The Jungle Book.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you remember which character you auditioned for?
I can't remember her name, but it was just like the girl who's like watching the whole time.
Okay. You can't think of it, but
It's like starts with an S. That's all I got though.
all right, no worries, that's good. And then we kind of touched on this a little bit already, but who was your first favorite singer?
My first favorite singer. Oh my gosh. Maybe, oh God. Probably I feel like probably Taylor Swift or Brit Nicole.
Okay, cool. And what was your first favorite song that inspired you to become a songwriter and singer?
Ooh, probably I just distinctively remember All I Want from the High School Musical, the musical series. I just remember listening to that the first time and I was like, this is it.
Definitely. I love that song too. I'm the exact same way. First place you performed.
Oh, okay. This is a hefty question because I performed a lot with my dad, but the first time I performed as
Okay.
Haven Madison was in New Hampshire at a place called Hillfest.
Oh, okay. Love it. And then last one is it's kind of a tough one, digging down deep, but what is the first lyrics you remember writing?
Ooh, okay. I very vividly remember writing this song about this boy that like made me mad because he like didn't like me back, or whatever. And I wrote it was called Hey Boy, and it was like, hey boy, you thought you won, but you'll be sorry when I'm done. Not gonna miss you, never gonna kiss you, gonna wish you had me back. Mm.
Ooh, that's a good one. Do you remember what age were you when you wrote that? That's like super
I was like
that's
10.
amazing. You were destined for this,
Yeah.
from that. What can fans expect, after, the debut EP was released? What can they expect, possible tour dates or performances or just new music coming out?
All the things, the whole 9 yards. I love what I do, so I do it as much as I can and as best as I can. We're looking at some tour dates in the fall, which I'm really, really excited about. And there's definitely a lot of music in the files. I can't say too much, but there's definitely gonna be some stuff coming. Hey guys, it's Haven Madison. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to Young Entertainment.